Thank you everybody for coming and coming on time. And as people, if anybody else trickles in, that's fine. Do note that this session is being recorded so that you can reference it later. And certainly if anybody you know missed the session, you will also be able to direct them to the link afterward. But we are very glad that you are here. And I will go ahead and get started more formally here. So let's see here. Let me bring this window down. And I'll turn on my camera briefly. Here we go, good. And I'll stop the share for a second here, just so I can kind of introduce myself here. Great. So hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. This is, of course, make sure you're in the right place. This is the fall student orientation. You are in the right place if you are a brand new student with us, or even if you're returning and you just need a refresher, absolutely welcome to sit in on this session. Also, just as a quick reminder, there is also a 5:30 session that I'm sure if you're here, you also know about that one. Everyone is welcome to come out for that, whether you are a new or returning student. And that one is more of a social plus some Q&A. You can come, talk to the staff, ask any questions that you have that maybe didn't get covered in our formal presentations today. And really, just a chance to enjoy some pizza and have a little social time as well, which we don't get quite enough of these days. So let me go ahead and introduce myself as well, and then I'll kind of jump right into my section. I know some of you probably need to get back to work and other things, so we will try to be very time efficient here. My name is Kenneth Chan. I am the IT officer here at Apache College. And really my job is to manage all things tech related and really make sure that all of our students, faculty, and staff are able to use the technology available as efficiently as possible, as effectively as possible, and to just support you in your academic studies. So I wanted to give an overview of a couple of the technology resources, which especially because so many of our classes are online, we're pretty dependent on those resources. I want to make sure that you've seen them. For those of you who are returning students or have used some of these tools before, I do ask that you bear with me, follow along, and but really the goal is to expose you to as many of these tools now as possible, even though a lot of it might be in one ear and kind of out the other because you're not using it yet. I really want to make sure at least you've seen it. And the hope is there that, later when you actually do need to use these tools to sign into class and whatnot, you can at least say, hey, I think I saw it that one time, and now I can attempt to do it. And if you get stuck, of course, I always want to hear about it as quickly as I can. So please feel free to reach out to me or the tech staff anytime. Night or day is fine. If I can possibly get to it, I will. And I really welcome that. So let's go ahead and start on a few things. Quick agenda. So we'll start with the tech presentation, and then we also have some various staff who are going to be here, and I will be letting them introduce themselves as it's relevant, so that you can learn about them and their role and how they can be of assistance to you. And then we'll go from there. So let me go ahead and open up a browser and kind of share that screen with you, so we are ready to go. So here we go, and I am going to share this screen. So share this one. Oops. I'm going to cut my video just to save a little bit of bandwidth here. So hopefully everyone is fairly familiar with this screen. This is our homepage. Reachable from any web browser at apachecollege.org. And basically here, I wanted to just kind of quickly show you, there's lots of material here. Feel free to browse through it as you see fit. But really, I want to make sure that you are aware of a few things. Let me just check. Is somebody trying to say something to me? If not, I might go ahead and mute anybody who is not talking to me. Yeah, I'll go ahead and mute somebody here. Okay, so this first page here, this first section is meant to be just kind of all the quick links that you need for really anything that I can imagine you might need fast access to. So of course, our fall student orientation, our Zoom link is here, a map to our main building if you've never been to San Carlos downtown. But just like announcements and stuff like that, you can also access the course schedule. If you still need to register for classes, you can see that at a glance. And then the academic calendar is very important. This is where you can put down on your calendar all of our important dates, including holidays when you shouldn't come to class. So all the college close dates are bolded for your convenience, but you may want to take a look at that. It also has deadlines for registration and drops and final exams and stuff like that. And if you're wondering when grades are due, you can see all of those details on our academic calendar. So that is there as well. I don't believe it's gone out yet, but there is a textbook charge form that there will be that you'll have access to within the week. That is for letting us know kind of how do you want to receive your textbooks and pay for your textbooks. This is the previous semester, so it's already closed out, but you'll be able to specify, hey, I need you to mail books out to me, or I can come and pick them up, things like that. And then just other things of general interest. If you need a Chromebook because you don't have your own laptop, there are details and policies about that. We do offer Chromebooks for borrowing for the semester that you're taking classes with us if you need it. We do ask that if you don't need it, that you kind of keep our supply available for other students who really do need a laptop to get their work done. But once you're at this page, you've read this through, you can click on this equipment checkout request form. This loads, and then basically you just fill out very simple questions about who you are, name a class or two that you are taking this semester for eligibility verification, and then basically usually within 24 hours of filling out this form, one of our tech staff will let you know, hey, it's ready for pickup. So that is available for our local students. If you are a little farther off, you're not on the reservation here, it's a little bit trickier. Please talk to me if you do have a need that, and we'll see if we can possibly help with that. But we do have a supply of Chromebooks for our local students here. So here I mentioned, please contact me anytime about really anything. I'd rather you ask than not ask, but basically for all technical issues, you can file a ticket at scac.freshdesk.com. You can email me directly and the tech staff. You can call or text me any hour of the day, and if I am available, I will help you, and I will promise to never get annoyed that you are calling me, even if it's in the dead of the night. But again, if I can help you, I absolutely will. So there's that. Really quick here, this scac.freshdesk.com, it's our kind of help desk ticket system. So you can, of course, search for stuff. You can file a new support ticket right there. And you can also check our knowledge base. There's lots of little articles that we've written over time about how to access the different tools that you need, like how do I get to my student accounts? I've heard of Canvas or my TOCC. So here's like a little tutorial for those who are able to just read through it and figure it out on your own, how to do that, including if you have your own Gmail account, a personal one versus this one, what do I do to kind of switch back and forth between those sessions? So there's articles like that, or if I'm getting some kind of error, this is a very common one, app not configured for user, when you're trying to access some of the Google sites. And here's some descriptions of like what you can do to get around that. And if you get stuck, again, same thing, contact me, let me know what's going on. But there's a bunch of internet resources, including, for example, Apache language resources. If you're taking classes with us, there is a whole library of previously recorded classes. Actually, when I took the class, I asked for permission to record everything and then just push it up online. They are just kind of all the nuggets from class, all the good learning material if you need to review. Sometimes it's just hard after you leave class if you're not part of an Apache speaking family, just like, how do I review this? It's not like I can just type learn Apache online and find anything. So we did make this library available to our current students, especially those who are taking the Apache language class. But for example, you do need to first sign into your TOCC Gmail account before trying to click on the link to the abridged video recordings. Otherwise, it won't let you in because it is a restricted access set of videos there. Okay, so anyway, some more that I'd like to talk about. So here's the course catalog. If you need to reference it, I think we're probably due for a new one soon for 2022 to 2024. But basically, if you need to kind of see the whole wealth of classes available to you, that's one way to do it. If you know people who want to apply for to be a student here, you can have them point them to this front page where they can apply online. And basically, if you're trying to drop a class, you can talk to our admissions team, and sometimes it's helpful to fill this form out first, the registration transaction form, to let us know what classes you're trying to add or drop if for some reason it's not working through the Genzabar My TOCC system. We have tutoring, which I think somebody else is going to talk about later. We do also have this public calendar here right on the homepage, which is useful for, kind of knowing about, hey, wait, there's an event today that we want our general public to know about. Here are all of the important dates from the academic calendar kind of added to here. And you can actually add this to your own calendar by just clicking on this button right here, add Google Calendar. It won't overwrite what you have in your personal calendar. It just adds on top of what you have, and you can turn it on and off as you see fit, toggle it on and off so that you can see the important dates that you might need to keep track of. So there's that on the homepage as well. The next major section is all of the or many of the websites that we use. So I've mentioned, your school email is through Gmail. All of your assignments are through Canvas. And then there's Genzabar, which is also known as My TOCC. That's where you can check your registrations, class registrations. You can check your grades after the semester is over. You can get unofficial transcripts there. Lots of useful stuff there. And then some kind of class-specific tools like Alex for if you're taking a math class, you're very likely going to need an Alex account, which usually comes from your instructor. And then some classes are using, for example, Pearson. This last little one I think is relevant to mention is that everybody who is a student here has free access to Office 365, Microsoft Office 365 online. It's the online only version. You must access it through a browser, but it is completely free. So basically, in order to use this, so if you go just to office.com, you'll need to be able to sign in with your TOCC account. So the first thing to do is actually register if you've never done this. You go to register, here's some instructions on what to expect, but then you go click on the link right here. And let's just make sure everything's working. So you type in your TOCC Gmail account, right? Like that, you hit get started, and then it'll just have you fill out a very easy form. There's some step there where it's like, hey, refer other students to us, type in their email addresses. You can totally skip that if you don't want to. But yeah, basically, once you've filled this out, you will be able to sign in with that same account to Office, and then you'll be able to use Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all the good stuff straight out of your browser, and then be able to open and save those types of files. And you can also, once you've finished a project, let's say you're trying to turn it in, you can export it as a PDF first before you upload it if you want to for your instructor. So there's that tool right there I wanted to highlight. Let me close out some of these so we can clean this up. Okay, so there's the class web links, and then basically fall semester, any details. So for example, once the textbook list comes out, we'll have to put that up here as a link so you can access that and let us know how you want your textbooks. And then let's see, we have our student handbook for all of our policies and things that you should be aware of as a student. Please feel free to use that as a reference. And let's see, I think I've walked through that. And then, yeah, basically, I really just wanted to let you see that we do have a lot of details here. We put flyers up here at the bottom so that you can scroll through these. These are just kind of community flyers. It's not necessarily specific to the college. It's literally anyone who walks through our doors and says, hey, I have a flyer, can you put it up somewhere? We actually do a scan of it and then throw it up onto the slideshow, just so that yeah, people in the community can take a look at that. So that's kind of the general overview of just the homepage. There's so much other detail here that you're free to look at on your own. But you know, this is a great first location to look for details that might be helpful for you in your course here. Okay. I want to stop for just a second here. I know I talked for a little while already. Are there any quick questions? Just let me look at the participants list, and do remember you are all probably muted. So if you're asking something, you want to make sure you are unmuted, or you can send a text via the chat. Okay, so I'll just give it another 30 seconds, see if I hear or see anything. 30 is a little long, maybe 15 seconds. Okay. If you have questions along the way, feel free to interrupt me. That's totally fine. Okay, but let's go ahead and move forward. So IT support. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention, I think somebody else may mention again, because it's important. We do have a computer lab that is now open for your use as a student, to especially if you don't have your own computer, but even if you do, if you just need a quiet space to work, you're welcome to come. Current lab hours are going to be Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. and Fridays, 8 to 5 p.m. during the semester. And this is over in the business school building, which is across the street from our main building. It's the SCAC business building, which is open for your use. Okay. Oh, let's see. I looked at the course web links already, Canvas courses, and I'm just kind of looking through my notes to make sure I am aware of everything here. Okay. Our staff hours of operation, yeah, our main building is generally open 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. On most weekdays, or just about every weekday. Occasionally we extend that if we have a class that's actually meeting in our building a little later than 5. We keep our doors open a little bit longer, but our staff are not necessarily guaranteed to be there past 5 p.m. So keep that in mind. Okay, I actually feel like I should probably walk you through some of the logistics of how you sign up for or how you get into your various accounts. Again, if you've gotten this email, you're probably in good shape, but I do want to, at least for completeness, show it to you one time, and I'll kind of blow through this real quick just for reference. So let's say you're here, you're going to your class web links. Okay, so here I'm going to click into Gmail. Most likely it's going to sign into my personal account. Let's see. Yep. So instead of doing that, what I need to do is I need to sign into, whoops, I actually signed into, I have so many of these, it's confusing, but I actually want to sign into my TOCC one and close out the rest of these. So here's what it should look like, but that's the switcher right here. So right, if you do have multiple accounts, you can go ahead and click through them, and you can also add, right? So if you need to add your existing TOCC account, so you can add it to the switcher, you click on this, add another account, it will ask you to type it in. For example, here's mine, right? And then you click next, you sign in. And then what that does is for this browser, it's going to remember it on your list of Gmail accounts that are available. Once you're here, you can do a couple other things that might be useful to some of you. Some of you are like, oh, I don't want another Gmail account. It's just so confusing flipping back and forth. If that's you, there's some other little tools that you can use. If you go under the gear icon and go to your settings, you can see that under forwarding, I have forwarding currently set up right here, where all of my TOCC email goes to yet another, my apachecollege.org email address, which is for staff only right now. But in order to enable that, you click add forwarding address. You put in, for example, your personal one, personal email at gmail.com. I'm sure nobody has that one, but that, you type that in, you click next, and what it's going to do is it's going to send a verification code to that account to make sure you control it. And then what you can do is type in that code to verify you do have it. And then you can enable forward a copy of all incoming mail to my TOCC account, send it to whatever my other account is. And in fact, I also like to mark my TOCC mail as read, so I don't sign back in later and have to read all of those messages again. Make sure if you are setting up forwarding that you do click that save changes, otherwise it won't stick for the filter that you set up. Okay, so there's that. Now let's go back to, let's say you want to access Canvas. All of those other tools, many of them are accessible right here under what we call the 9 gray dots. So for example, Canvas is right here. So if you're already signed in to your TOCC account, sometimes it will sign you right in. Otherwise, it will ask you, hey, who are you? And so again, choose your TOCC account, and then that gets you into Canvas, which is where all of your classes and assignments will show up. Though certain classes don't use it quite as heavily as other courses, but this is how you get into Canvas. Similarly, to get into my TOCC, that's also here, all the way at the bottom. You click on that. It's going to ask you to verify who you are again. It might ask you to type your password, and then once you're in, you can get into my TOCC and you can verify that you're signed in, because it will actually recognize you when you click on that little profile icon. It will report back who you are. This is a great way to sign up for more classes or to make the request for your transcripts and stuff like that. Okay, so those are the main tools that I wanted to at least have shown you, make sure that you were aware of. And at this time, are there any questions? I'm going to go ahead and stop my share for now. Okay, good. Just check the chat there, make sure there's nothing there. Okay, I'd like to go ahead and at this point turn it over to the conference room where the rest of some of our staff are located, so that they can move on with their part of the presentation. So Becky, are you good to go? I think, let's see, you are unmuted, so you should be good on that front.
I'm good to go. If you can just show my PowerPoint that I sent.
Will do. Yep.
And welcome everyone. I'm so happy to see you all. We do have some other presenters, but they're presenting from their desktop because they have a lot of information they want to share. So I'm the only one in the room right now. Okay, get started in a second.
Oh, okay, let's see. I thought I was sharing it, but I apparently am not. So let me get back into Zoom so I can properly share that. Hold on.
Okay, thanks. Here we go. So there's my business card with my information, where I'm located. I am the Director of Student Services, and I'm also a librarian. So you can call me Becky. That's usually what I go by. I'm excited that you're here. Our department is responsible for a lot of services. So one of those is the admission process, your drop and add, registration, your counseling and advising. So I have a group of people that work under me that help with all of these services to you. So you'll get to meet Rachel and Nicole. They're part of my student services team, and they're going to help with registration and the whole admission process. So we'll have Nicole also talk about the financial aid parts of learning about FAFSA. She's our financial aid technician, and we are so happy to have a really resourceful person on staff to help with your questions for financial aid. So she'll also have a moment to speak. Student services can assist with any transition. So if you know someone that's in high school and still wanting to go to college right out of high school, we're here to assist with that. We want your first year experience to be excellent. We want you to know exactly what direction you're going in, thinking about the program of study, earning your 2-year degree at a pace that you wanted to take. And we are happy here. We're all excited that we get new students, and we want to help you on your path to your degree. Slide 2. We do have tutoring available. So when you start classes and you're starting to feel like you're falling behind, you need someone to talk to about it and say, how do I get on? You know, always communicate with your instructor. That's so key. But then if you need a little additional help, we have a tutor available. So if you want to email, set up a Zoom link with them or call them over the phone, all the information is there. That's also on the website with all the information to contact our tutor. And that would be Angel Tarango. She's very, very helpful. And she will be here this evening if you're on campus this evening for class. For the in-person orientation, she'll be here to meet our students. Slide 3, I am working on a new library space. So for those of you that live in San Carlos, it's the old finance building. We were given from the tribe to, here you go, here's a building. So, but this is how it looked right when we got it. It was pretty messy, needed lots of renovation. So I've been working on that with my assistant, Eric, as well as working with all the tribal entities, the plumbing, the building, the air conditioning, the everything. So it's a really big task, but I'm trying to make this happen so that we have our own library for our college students that will include our community as well. So if you go to the next slide, this is how we painted. We've got a donation of beautiful furniture that we're going to set out. We've done the carpeting. We've put in new air purifiers, fire extinguishers, exit signs, everything. The ceiling tiles are going to go up as soon as one more project is done, and that's to clean out all the ductwork that has old insulation that's been there for years. And that's our last project before we open the doors. So I'm really, really excited to move forward. Go ahead and go to the next one. This is the side for our college students. We're going to call it the College Commons. So we're going to have lots of seating areas where you can bring your laptop. There's plenty of Wi-Fi there already in the building. So we'll also check out laptops in the library for use there in our premises in the College Commons. We'll have computers and printers. We'll have somebody that can help you with assistance in your research. We'll be able to print articles for your research papers. We do plan a grand opening as soon as the ductwork and insulation is cleared out of the ceiling. That's our last major project. So we're very excited, and we're going to have our own space for you. Go ahead to the next one. We did purchase a modular. So there's building 20, the old Tombstone building, and that's the modular. And there is a restroom and 2 large classrooms. So we'll have that available. See where the big giant door is? We have to pour a cement pad so that we have stairwell as well as a ramp for those that need a ramp to enter the building. But it is so amazing. It's huge. It's perfect for programs. It's perfect for story hours, perfect for classroom space. So we're excited, and we're really pushing the limit now to get our contractors to get things done before August 22nd when classes open. So we are working on that. In the meantime, we do have study space for you, a computer lab, Wi-Fi is available inside and outside the building. And this is the School of Business and Economic Studies, which is directly across the street from the Tribal Building. And we call this building JM for short. It is open from 8 a.m. through 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and Friday 8 to 5. You're welcome to print, use the computer lab, quiet study space, sit on the couch. We are also providing, go ahead and go to the next slide, a food pantry for students. So we do have funding to provide snacks. You can microwave something. We have a microwave there available in the JM building. We have water station. We still need to buy a coffee maker because the one we killed it. I mean, everybody was using it, so we need to order a new one. So there's snacks there for you. This is for students. This is called our student pantry. We want you to be able to have a snack so your stomach's not growling while you're working on your homework or assignments or research or printing, whatever it is that you need to do in our JM building. Okay, I just wanted to say welcome. I'm looking forward to meeting you. That's our brand new sign out front of our building. So if you have questions, you want to come by, meet the staff, we are all here in this building, the old tribal administration, but welcome, welcome. Thank you.
Great.
Any questions?
Wanted to see who might be next. I know we have a presentation by Nikki that is self-contained. It can run on its own. And then Becky, do you know who else is ready to go or who might want to go next?
Rachel or Nicole, if you would, who wants to go first?
I can go first because I'm gonna be brief.
Sounds good.
Hi, everybody. I know I've communicated with most of you through email, through phone calls, but I'm Rachel Kinton. I'm the Register / Student Success Coordinator. So I've been the one that's helping you through the admissions process, your application, your required documents, even helping you register and sign up for classes or guiding you through the transition of adding your classes using your student portal. At this point, there's really not much I do because you're already admitted, you have a student email, password, but I also do withdrawals. You know, if you want to withdraw or drop a class, you contact me, sending a registration form. I know Ken showed you the academic calendar. So, like you said, the last day for you to make any changes on your class schedule is August 22nd or 26th. So if there's a class you want to add or there's a class you want to drop, you have to do it before August 26th. Or if you sign in and you feel like, oh my gosh, this class is a little too much, I want to take a different class, you can do that, but you have up until the 26th. Ken, can I share my screen?
Go for it.
Okay, just want to see if I had access. So like I said, this is the academic calendar. We always follow this. Classes start on the 22nd. We are closed Labor Day. The last day to full drop refund is on the 6th. We do have a fall break. So just make sure you follow the academic calendar. That's on our webpage. We always refer to that. You do have access to the student handbook, but a lot of the common questions that we have about some conflicts you might have with the instructor, or you might have a grade change, or you want to appeal some sort of a grade at the end of the semester, we always like to refer you back to the student handbook. There is a process that you have to follow when it comes to professional ethics. So it's actually on page 30. You actually have 5 days after you met with the instructor. Say you have to make an appointment with the instructor, letting them know the conflict or the issue. And if nothing doesn't get resolved at that lowest level, then you have to go to the student handbook. Here it is. Sorry, it's the wrong one. Here it says that you have a formal complaint follow-up within the 5 days that the incident or the meeting with the instructor. So first step is meeting with the instructor, seeing if you can resolve it, whether it's assignment, whether it's a grade, whether you need to change your grade. You know, it starts with the student and the instructor. Then after that, within that 5 days, you can do a formal complaint with the president of academics, which is Lisa Yutzi. So there's a chain that you follow in the student handbook. So if there's anything that you need to follow, make sure you go back to the student handbook. So if you shoot me an email or shoot Rebecca or Ken or Lisa, they're gonna refer you back to the student handbook. So that is kind of your, I always say it's your Bible. Wherever you go, you're going to have a student handbook, and we do have a student handbook to follow. So, but if you have questions about it, you're welcome to come and ask questions, but we always want to refer back to the student handbook, okay? Does anybody have any questions at this point before I move on to my next topic? So it's good to see faces. I see your paperwork, I see your travel ID, I see what you look like, but now I get to see what you look like in live. So it's exciting. You're, welcome to the college. We're here to help you, ask questions. If you get behind, let us know. We're a resource for you. We just don't want to throw you in the ocean and say swim. So next week I'll be meeting with Dolores from the TOCC bookstore, and I'm going to make arrangements with her to pick up textbooks. And once I find out which books I have available, I will send a group email to everybody, letting them know what classes require books, the cost, and then how to request them on our webpage. I also link in the Google form so you can fill it out right there and then. We prefer you to use your TOCC email so we know who we're working with, because sometimes we have people using their personal emails and it might be like, I love Space Jam, or I love my hubby, and I'm like, who's I love my hubby? Who's the student? Because sometimes they don't put any name, no student ID. So it's just kind of more formal if you start using your student email when you want to communicate with any of us. So we know who you are, because most of the time your student email is your first and your last name. So get the habit of using your student email, because that's where we give out information. That if there's somebody on campus, or the food pantry stock, or we have this scholarship available, we send it to your student email. And we have a lot of students that miss out on scholarship opportunities or internships, things like that come out throughout the semester. So our way is communicating through our student email. So get the habit of checking that. But welcome, nice to meet you. Thank you for allowing me to speak, but that's all I have from the admissions and records, because you've already made the process and things like that. Okay?
Thanks, Rachel.
You're welcome.
So I know Nicole has some material that she wanted to present. I wanted to check if you're ready. Otherwise, I can again play Nikki's portion on her behalf.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Great. Let's have you go ahead and proceed.
My camera on. Okay. Hello, my name's Nicole. I am the financial aid tech here at San Carlos. I usually help with, like, if you need help filling out your FAFSA, if you want to fill out your FAFSA, I'll have information about where you can fill it out and what documents you may need. If you're applying for tribal scholarships with your education department, and there's a form that it's called a financial needs analysis form, you can send those to me or the financial aid email. I'll give you the email as well. I have a PowerPoint. Let me find it. Can you see it?
Looks good.
Can you see it? Can you still see it?
Yep.
Okay, sometimes it doesn't work for me. Okay, so the financial aid staff, did it move? The
So
financial
far,
aid
so good.
staff.
I can see the
Okay.
staff.
Okay, there's 3 of us on the financial aid staff at TOCC. There's Novia James, she's a financial aid officer, Diana Antone, and me. We are both the financial aid tech, but I'm here stationed at St. Carlos, here to help you guys. What is financial aid? It's scholarships, grants, and student loans, but TOCC does not offer student loans. How to apply for financial aid? You can submit your free application for student aid at studentaid.gov, and here is the school code, so it can come directly to us. So you would have to make an account if you don't have an account. I usually tell students to use their personal emails, because to make your financial account, because when you move over onto a university, you will still be using this account. So if you use your student email that's from here, you won't be able to log in. So it's best to use your personal email when applying for FAFSA. So you would collect the necessary documents, complete the form. You will receive your student aid report, which our office, the financial aid office, will get within about a week or so. And then as it gets closer to the semester, we will be sending out award letters. So these are the documents that you are going to need, which is the financial aid FSA ID. This is for 22-23 FAFSA application. The 2020 tax returns, social security number, driver's license, and any documentation that you're a permanent US resident. Maintaining eligibility for Title IV, which is the Pell Grant. So after every semester, our office does a SAP review, which is a satisfactory academic progress. We look at your grades and make sure you're maintaining eligibility. You have to have a 2.0 GPA, at least, enrolled in at least 6 credit hours, fulfill the add-drop date requirements. And with Pell Grants, they give you 6 years of Pell Grant, and that includes your associate's degree and your bachelor's degree.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, this is only if you're eligible for the Pell Grant, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're not eligible for the Pell Grant?
If you're not eligible for the Pell Grant, you don't have to worry about that. Worry about it right now. But if you are, it's
okay.
Okay.
Because I was told that I have to still pay fees and books if needed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is our updated SAP review. It's on TOCC's website. It's all here. It's broken down. It's kind of confusing at first, but as you read it on a couple more times, it's all here. You understand. For the SAP review, there's 3 minimum requirements. So it would be your GPA, your PACE, and maximum hours. Oh no. And that's it. That's all I have. So here's my email if you want to contact me about anything. I'm here to help you.
Thanks, Nicole. yeah, so please, please reach out to her if you have any questions concerning your financial aid and what might be needed. I'm going to go ahead at this point. I know it's right about 12:50 right now. I want to go ahead and make sure Nikki's presentation at least gets played. And I know some of you are probably needing to get back to, oh, yes,
Yeah,
David, I hear somebody.
Yeah, I'm going after Nicole. I'm a part of the part for the veterans for the financial aid services.
Okay, sure. Why don't you slide that in? Go ahead.
Hello, my name is David Jones. I am the Recreation and Health Initiatives Coordinator here at the college. I'm also a honorably discharged U.S. Army veteran. So I'm here to talk to you about the veteran education benefits. If some of you guys are veterans, some of you guys are in reserve units, National Guard, even survivors, dependents, a spouse, and a child of a veteran. We talk about the GI Bill, the post 9/11 GI Bill, the GI Bill for selected reserves, and as I stated, the survivor and dependent benefits that you could be eligible for. Eligibility, how to apply for these benefits, what's next after you apply, how to use your benefits, the monthly rates, what you could get as a part-time student, 3/4-time student, full-time student. What benefits can you receive from the veterans education benefits? You can receive education and training, money for tuition, money for books, money for school supplies, money for housing. And all of this can be found at va.gov/education. And one of our contact persons at TLCC is Novia James, and her number is 520-479-2312. And that's her direct line. So if you have any questions, give her a call or even give myself a call at 928-475-2016 or send me an email at david.jones@apachecollege.org, and I'll gladly help you and assist you in any way I can, whether it be with the proper paperwork, how to get a hold of Novia, which website to go to, and to check your eligibility. So if you're a veteran or in the reserves or National Guard, or like I said, even a survivor and a dependent, whether it be a child or a spouse of a veteran, you could qualify for these benefits. So is there any questions?
Great. Thanks, David.
Mm-hmm.
Let me, in fact, take a moment to, really just highlight anybody else who's here on the call, who's on staff. So if any of you who are on staff, if you want to turn on your camera, this is a great time to do it. I see Mark Kleitis, he's one of our faculty members, and he's our biology faculty member. Mark, can you say a quick hi there?
Hello, everyone.
So your face pops up.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm glad you guys are here today for this orientation. I hope you guys get a chance to work with everybody here at San Carlos, and we're here to help you.
Thank you.
I teach the Bio 105 class. So if you guys are interested to taking it, it's a science requirement. So that's the one I teach, and some IT courses too. So that's all.
Very cool. We also have Atia Early. She's our executive assistant for the VP of Academics here. Seeing if I see anybody else somebody you may want to know. I don't see anybody else in the conference room today, so let's go ahead and proceed. So this next portion is by our college counselor. She's part of the advising team here, Nikki Lewis. So she could not make it to be here in person today, but she does have a presentation. I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I do know some of you need to get back to work and whatnot. So certainly whenever you need to do that, please go ahead and do what you need to do. All right. So in case I don't see you on as we close out, then thank you so much for coming. And again, another final reminder that there is a 5:30 session for those who wish to come on our main campus, free pizza, and just time to meet some of the staff and some of your fellow students. Okay, I'll go ahead and put this other presentation here to play.
Hello everyone, my name is Nikki Lewis and I am the counselor here with St. Carlos Apache College. Here at the college, many of us wear many different hats, and one of them that I help and assist with is the academic counseling part of everything. And so what I do here is I help establish program of studies, which I refer to as kind of like the checklist. So I help establish checklists for tracking purposes. I help students navigate course, core, and elective requirements. I help to provide students or to navigate and find degree requirements, the document located in the college catalog, or I'll print it out when requested. And I help students project future coursework scheduling based on these checklists with students and conduct check-ins with students to help track their progress. Below are 3 examples of what the program of studies look like. You know, depending on what degree you declared on your online application, this is how I go about with helping students navigate their checklist, which is really a program of studies, but these are examples of what they look like. Pictured here are examples of transcripts on the left side of the screen, and on the right side of the screen is what I refer to as the checklist. Once a student declares a degree or has declared a degree, I begin helping them by establishing the checklist. On the left side of the screens, the example transcripts, I check our system to see if the student has any official transcripts uploaded and evaluated. If there are some that are present and evaluated, I begin plugging in completed transcript, the completed credits from the transcripts into the checklist, shown on the left side of the program of study document. Completed with a T means credit transferred in, that the credit's transferred in. Once that's done, I look into coursework with a C or better completed with St. Carlos Apache College or TOCC. I highlight what's needed, in progress, or what's going to be taking in the coming semester. So if you look at the checklist example of Choco has completed History 130, Apache 101, and has received completed transfer credit for writing 101 and 102. Choco will be taking Math 142 in fall 2022. Also taking in fall 2022 will be AIS 101 that will fulfill that humanities requirement. Currently in progress, Choco is taking an art course to fulfill that art requirement. I highlighted in orange what's needed that will give an idea of what to take in the coming semesters. Choco will need Choco has received 3 credits for already for Psychology 101, but needs an additional 3 to complete the 6 credits needed in that area. So that's why I put needed there. In the core courses area on the bottom, there's a History 108 that transferred in, and Choco has completed 4 classes here with SCAC, the ARH 204, PSY 214, POS 110, and SPE 110. So those all count to the 24 that's needed at the bottom. Highlighted in blue is a course that will be taken in the fall, and then highlighted in orange will be our 6 credits that are needed to complete the core courses area. And then altogether, total credits needed for completion is 21. So this page, page 58 in San Carlos Apache College catalog, is one of the most important tools that I use to help students in guiding the process of their checklists. Again, it's page 58. Here it highlights, as you can see in the yellow highlights, those are the general education course requirements. So when you look at your program of study, the Apache culture requirements, that requires APA 101 and History 130. For freshman composition or English composition, those requirements that need to be made are Writing 101 and Writing 102. And this is what I use to help guide students. It lists your humanities and what fulfills those areas, social and behavior sciences and what fulfills those areas, your biological sciences and your math. So this is a great tool that I just wanted to share with you in case you want to track your own progress. This is one way. There are pages that are offered in the TOCC college catalog, which are pages 50, 51, and 52. And I also use AZ Transfer, especially for the students who are looking to transfer to a university within Arizona. I use the Arizona AZ Transfer site, and I look at the course equivalency guide. Once all the other stuff is completed, I then sit down with students or communicate through email. We set up a schedule through Zoom, or the student comes in and we meet in person, but we look at the schedule and we start planning the current semester schedule and then a projected semester ahead of us. So for example, if a student needs they need CIS 100 to fulfill an area, AIS 101, and an art, then we highlight those. And once those are all highlighted that meet the requirements needed, then we go and we look at, okay, what courses clash, what courses are online. Does this day work better? We have to build a schedule around their own personal lives and what works for them and what doesn't. So we sit down and we hash that out. And once that's done, they either go online to their own TOCC account and enroll themselves, and or they come in or fill out RTF, your registration transaction form. Aside from daily duties, I think this is the most important piece in a student's journey in navigating the college experience, and I'm here to help you do that. If you would like to set an appointment to establish or review your program of study, email me at nikkilewis@apachecollege.org. Or if you have any other questions, don't hesitate. Send me an email.
Okay, thank you. So I think that does it. I'm going to stop the share on that. And does anybody else have anything else? It is past 1, so I do want to go ahead and let people go. If anybody has a question and then you want to kind of just hang out here a little bit, I will wait until the last person's out. If you need to go, by all means, thank you again for coming. And yeah, otherwise I'll hang out a little bit in case there are kind of questions that you just want to go ahead and ask while we're still here with the staff.